Right guys, it's time for a devlog. So what am I gonna do here is, I'll show you my progression and share some ideas that I have for the future. Right, so the house that you see here is actually the player's house. I'm thinking of making it upgradable, with a backyard that you can upgrade into an actual animal farm. And how you're gonna do this is actually by collecting materials from monsters, or you can buy them from NPCs for a hefty price. I mean, I know it would be an odd addition to add it, but my vision is this. This is a video game and it's meant to be fun. And on top of that, the player would not be required to do it to progress the game. Right, now so we have our cave here. As you see, I have experimented with the lighting system in Unity, which I think it looks pretty interesting. And with some polish, I think it's gonna look even great. Right, and we have our first actual level here, or if you prefer, you can call it a scene. So the whole plains or green area is gonna have about 4 enemy types. And those enemy types are kind of lore based, I guess. So we're gonna have some slimes, those are a pretty generic enemy. Next we have some bandits, which are gonna be more important. Because as you saw, to the left is the village. And those bandits are gonna be assholes. Like, the whole deal is that the bandits are cutting off the village's trade. So they're gonna be kind of the first natural threat. Alright, and in this scene, there's a bit more going on here. And this place is gonna be infested with bandits. Now here, I actually tried to implement a lot more visual storytelling. Like, when you look down, you will notice the leftover crates and some broken stuff and something that kind of resembles a mine. And this beautiful buggy door here is actually gonna go into the cavern a bit. It can go like 4 or 5 stages deep. And maybe at the end there is gonna be a quest that you need to destroy the bandit leader or something. Like, pretty generic stuff, but there is a bigger story, I promise. Right, and on to the next. Now this part from the parts I made is my least favorite, because I haven't still figured out what to add here. It's super linear and there's nothing to do. But I'm sure I'll figure out something eventually. So, if you have watched my previous video about the boss fight, you may notice that my combat is heavily Dark Souls or Sekiro inspired. Because in that fight there was a lot of parrying, and there's gonna be a lot more in the game. Right, so from all of the levels, this one is my favorite. Look, we have a hidden door here that you're gonna unlock with an explosive. You have to clear out the mountains, rocks, whatever. And there is a lot of climbing here. And something unintentional that happened with the climbing mechanic is, it ended up being a methodical process. Like, if you try to climb too fast, and by too fast I mean a half a second too fast, you are most likely gonna fall. Like, the climbing is not difficult by itself, but you're screwed if you lose your patience. Now, you have noticed the skeletons here, and those are only placeholders. Like, this zone should be mostly golems. Like, it was a bandit establishment, but the golems drove them off. I probably need to tell that a bit better with the environment, but I also need to find a way not to make it too crowded and busy. But overall, I think I did a pretty good job so far for this zone specifically. Right, and here we're reaching the end of this zone, and I'm thinking of adding an elite fight, but at the moment I don't know. Alright, and we're at the first actual boss of the game. I drew this guy myself and I think he looks pretty decent. I think I need to downscale the quality because I think the pixels do not match. Or not the quality, the resolution I should say. Because the boss has more pixels than everything else. So how are we gonna fight this guy? I think to make him a slow and heavy hitter, And if he tries to corner you, you'd need to grapple to the wall and jump over him. It is gonna be a mostly simplified since he's the first boss, but I still want him to be a boss nevertheless. But what I'm thinking of doing with him is, I want to commission an artist to revamp him for me. And conversely, commission him to draw the bandits and the golems. But sadly this has to wait, cause my wallet has a slight disagreement with me, so to speak. So for now the main intention here is to make smooth, engaging and enjoyable gameplay. Be it the player movement, the secrets that the player can find around the levels. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the secrets. I will make my game so it encourages heavy creative exploration. I will add a lot of stuff that is easy to find and a lot of that is difficult to find. Which boils down again to my previous point that this is a game and it should be fun. And exploration for rewards is very fun. So I'm gonna add a lot of stuff that the player does not need to complete the game, but they can if they so wish so. But yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll be excited to hear your feedback. But for now, bye bye!